thank you for the introduction. Hi everyone, I'm so glad to be here in Barcelona. Let's first start with introduction of who I am. I'm Dorien and I work for TNT, a global logistics company. I've been in online marketing for since 2009. Fun fact, I actually started as a link builder. I could have been in the other room over there. Was it not that it was totally not my thing? So the agency I started working at, after a while they had some capacity issues at the PPC side, and they actually asked me if I would want to join to the other side. So I did that because I thought PPC was really interesting, and that was the start of my career in online marketing. So the agenda, really short, the main focus is international advertising. Then we'll talk about the relevancy and how you can use connecting data with that. And then we go into the app optimization. So I'll give you a brief overview of what we're going to talk about. So starting off with international advertising. So how international are we actually talking about? So my experience is with international advertising in more than 55 countries. And we use also more than 35 languages in that. So it's quite a big scope. You can imagine there are some big challenges over there. As you can see, in the global environment, you have multiple search engines you need to have top of mind to consider. For example, you have Yandex for the Russian market, Baidu, both have been covered already, Naver for South Korea. One that hasn't been mentioned, for example, is Seznam for Czechia. So they all have their differences, and we'll come to that a bit later on. So the differences, for example, that they have is the difference in search match types. So I think Jetke already has given some in-depth detail on what search match types there are and how you best use them. But take that into account when you are using the different search engines. Make sure you just don't copy your campaign from Google and put it in those search engines, but really adjust and adapt on the local differences. Same goes for ad copy limits, and also the targeting options also differ. So, for example, the in-market audiences may not be available everywhere. So be sure to know where exactly you can use them and use them to your advantage. With the Google to Bing, it's actually really easy to do copy it. And Bing actually has a feature now that if you copy your total account structure once, they can actually keep syncing it. So if you haven't done that, look into that. Bing can really help you out with that as well. I can really advise you to do that. With the differences in search engines, you also have differences in culture. For example, when you're targeting on time frames, as an example, you can have sections in Spain, for example, where they have the siesta. You might want to take that into account. Or parts in Asia where they're not in a 5 work week, but 6 days or even more. So take that into account. Other things that you need to consider are, for example, the social channels. Like you have Xing in Germany. VK is a very big one in the Russian market. Really dive into the specifics of those channels and see how you can use them for your specific goal and your company. Also, marketplaces, just one example is Amazon's been mentioned already. It's big, as I heard. True. So have that on your scope. So another thing that really comes to mind when you're speaking about a large international approach is that you have to have your ads translated. So what a process could be that you would use is create an English master to make sure you have all your keywords in there, your ads, make sure that you have found all relevant landing pages. And if you have that English master, make sure to run that through the translation agency, but also have it localized. So not only translating it from A to B, but really see where are the local differences and how can you apply that to your ads. So when you have that translation, The next step is not to put it live, is not yet ready to go live. There can be some mistakes in there. The best practice is really to run it by a native speaker for a review. For example, just if you have an international scope in your business, to give it to your local contacts of your business and have them review it. That can really prevent you from some errors. And then the next is, of course, to have it all implemented and get it live. What's the turkey doing there? Yeah, it's an example of how things can go wrong. We had an ad where Turkey, as in the country Turkey, was being briefed in English Master to Germany. And Germany took a whole different approach, and they had translated the country Turkey into Truthan, which actually effectively means turkey. So it's one big ugly chicken. Country review made sure that we did not put anything with this live. So that really prevented us from having a big error and also being the one people would laugh about. So when you have this process in place, you definitely need to manage it. So you have your contacts, you have your reviewers, you have the translators working for you. It's really some work to manage it. So definitely can recommend, like I think Gianna mentioned that already, to have a localization company help you out with that. If you're a bigger corporate, it's also possible that you have in-house localization team or content team that can help you out with these things. But make sure you have that process really set. Make sure you find the key timings, your deadlines, and chase people to actually deliver on time so you will actually reach that goal of go live. Next thing is relevancy. Just translating is not the end goal. You want to have that relevancy with the user. So to keep in mind, we actually live in a really customer-centric era right now. It's all what the customer wants, all what the user wants. You have different needs per user, you have different pain points. You can look at your websites, see how they are behaving. You can actually figure out which touch points they have with your company, whether it's online or offline. So there's a lot of data that you can gather around your customers. So using that data, you can connect and you can actually get questions answered like this one. So who are your customers? What are they doing? So how they are behaving on your website, but also what are the trends in the market? Above all, what's important, what can you provide? What can you really do to make those users happy? Can you deliver the product that fulfills the needs? Can you take away a pain point? Or can you establish a trust that they will want to connect with you? So coming to this one is the customer journey. I think everyone would know the basics of this. So you come from a discovery phase to comparing, actually going to buy the product, you're going to review the product, you like it, you like the service, and you might drop off or you might come back. The difference there is up to the brands to connect in the right way. So get your customer needs, get them really visible for yourself, your company, in your marketing, in every department, and see how you can connect to those needs. Then the goals that you have as a company, whether it's revenue or getting new customers in, try and connect that to the needs. So that you're not only chasing that revenue point, but also taking into account what is actually bringing you the revenue, and that's their customer. So having that customer focus. So when you have identified all your touch point with your customers or your potential touch points, you can think about what channels do I want to use in which phase of the customer journey. So you really look at this segment of users, where you find them and how you can best target them, and then see how you can use your ad messaging to get their attention.